We are live, boys.
I'm recording.
I hate that bit so bad. You're recording, right, BJ?
Yes.
All right, cool. No, don't say it like that. Okay, sweet. I'm just gonna jump into it real quick. Do you remember the last thing that happened, BJ?
No.
What?
That's right. Okay,
It's been like 2 weeks.
You learned that the only way to defeat Lady Lullaby is by figuring out her real name and saying her name. The children told you this.
Oh yeah, Rumpelstiltskin style. I remember that.
Yes, exactly. Now, I have two ways that this can go. We can start with the children if you have any more questions, and you guys can talk to the children, get to know them, maybe form a bond, some would say, actually have like character development with these children that you've ignored for most of the time in Jacobi.
I don't really care about these kids.
That's part of the whole campaign.
Yeah,
Anyway.
I mean, we're just trying to save them. We ain't
Yeah,
trying to get in their pants or anything.
Yeah. Listen,
Yeah,
I don't want none of my past tweets being brought up, okay?
Yeah.
Or we can just, like, straight up, it starts at Keebler's tent, and you guys walk in and talk to Keebler. Up to you guys.
I forgot how much money we have at this point.
100 gold, I think.
You have 100 gold that you received from Fiasco of your own pool money? I have no idea.
Mine says 45.
For my own money, I don't think it's a lot. I think I spent most of mine. Let me check.
Weren't we supposed to go perform?
Oh, no, wait. Yeah, that's at 4 later today. This is the middle of the night. Like, this is probably around 1 in the morning. In real life, Weston would be asleep by now.
Yeah, exactly.
Bagyo, I believe, is at 5 gold right now.
Yeah, right here.
Damn, broke ass.
Excuse me, buddy?
So, up to you guys.
You want to start at Keebler's?
Children?
Yeah, we can start our Keeblers.
All right. Then this is how it's gonna go.
What?
1 second. This is how it's gonna go.
Okay.
I'm gonna try to set the scene. The camera opens up on a white background of Keebler's room, like you've seen before. There's a well in the center, and there's Keebler standing there looking into it, not really saying much.
And this is after the opening sequence? The theme song, like the show starting.
Oh, yes. And like all the audience is clapping, and it's like...
It's like...
No.
Okay.
I was actually going to use that tune and try to make something out of it, but then it was just Evangelion. Anyway, and then the camera zooms out a little bit, and we see Bagyo and Griffin basically jump through the tent.
Okay. So we're walking into Keebler's room. What do we see?
You see the white room that you saw beforehand, and you just see the well in the middle of it. And you see Keebler there looking in the well. She hasn't really noticed you too much.
Is the room pretty featureless other than this?
Yes, it's very minimal.
Okay. Bagyo kind of elbows Griffin to do the talking.
Alright, I guess I got this. Mrs. Keebler?
Yeah, Keebler? Yes, that's me.
So
My name is Keebler.
No gender?
No Mrs. You can just call me Keebler, it's fine. You don't have to be that formal, darling.
Ooh. Okay. So, we need a favor.
Right?
And I was wondering...
How much it was?
Yeah. Yes.
I'm assuming it's one of those questions you had beforehand.
Yeah. Pretty big deal. Let me just... How much would it cost us for you to tell us the name of Lady Lullaby, if you do know her name?
Okay, well, this is how I'll... well, let me get down to brass tacks, I suppose. When I first gave you my price of 300 gold, it was because you asked for three simple questions, I believe it was. Well, not simple at all. It was who Lady Lullaby was, which I do know. The second one happened to be something along the lines of why you two could see Lady Lullaby and no one else could. Mm-hmm. Which I'm going to say out of character. That was the question that she kind of devilishly smiled at you guys.
Okay.
Grinch-like is the way we described it.
Okay.
Right, okay.
And the third question was...
Is it where we could find her? Was that the third
one? Yeah, that was one. So, and she continues, so if you wanted to, I could answer one of those with the 100 gold that you have acquired from Fiasco. But one of the questions is going to be a non-starter. only for specific reasons I can get into. But what exactly would you like then?
How much for the name?
The name is difficult. Because I could I'm gonna be straight up with you. I don't know the entity's
True name.
not her chosen name. Her true name is the name of the spirit, but the name
Did she name herself?
That's the thing with this spirit. You know what? You guys are interesting, so I'll give you this. The name of the spirit is Bineria, and the way that she or they work is that form a bond with something else, and once they form this bond, they become another entity altogether, and that bond creates a new name. And that is why they can't be taken down unless you say that name.
And you don't know her name.
Yes, and I'm sorry, that was the only way that I could... the only reason I would give you this information, because if you paid for that and I told you that, you would be quite bummed, and I really don't want to do that. You guys are
Let me ask you this.
good customers.
Would you be able to tell us who would be able to tell us her name? Alright, defeating the system.
I could try, but then the only person I could think of off the top of my head would be Lady Lullaby herself, because...
Okay. How about this? Do you know who she's already bonded to?
That information has not been... It's not lost. I could probably find it really easily through sources, but... Here's my situation. Even if I gave you that entity or the identity of that person they bonded with, it wouldn't work, because that's not their new name. Does that make sense?
Would the bonded person know their name?
Yes, of course.
So
Both
if
of
we
them.
knew the bonded person, then the bonded person would be able to tell us her true name, or her chosen name, as it were.
Yes, I suppose.
So her spirit is a Bineria.
Bagyo's going to wrap his arm around Griffin's shoulder and pull him over to the side. Griffin.
This is ridiculous, man.
Griffin,
I'm
listen.
so confused right now.
Listen, Griffin. We find out who this person that she's... And we're whispering, by the way. Which I assume
Right.
she can hear us, but I'm just going to whisper anyway. Griffin, listen. We find out from Keebler who Lady Lullaby has bonded with. And then once we find that out, we find that person and encourage them to tell us the name.
The good old roughhousing.
Bagyo, like the whole time Bagyo's talking to Griffin, he's like looking up over Griffin's shoulder at Lady Lullaby, then he looks back down at Griffin.
You meant Keebler?
Yeah. Keebler, I'm sorry.
Okay.
Alright.
I mean... Okay. Keebler.
Yes?
So do you know who is bonded with Lady Lullaby?
I could find out that information, yes. But...
What's the cost? What are we looking at?
It would take a lot of man-hours, and I really would like to help you with this, but the problem I see is that they're bonded. They'd be the same entity at that point. They are the same entity.
Okay.
So if you found the entity that is bonded with this Lady Lullaby, and she does air quotations, then you would just find Lady Lullaby.
Is she Lady Lullaby all the time? Or is it a werewolf type scenario where she only turns into Lady Lullaby at night?
At this point, Lady Lullaby. Bineria by herself was somebody. It was a spirit of Bineria.
Right.
And then whoever this new entity was, when they combined, they created something new altogether, and Bineria and this mystery person no longer exists.
How are we going to figure out this name so we can hurt her?
I'm going to say out of character real quick. I'm not doing this to like hurt or confuse you guys and make it more difficult on you, because I wrote this out differently, and I don't want to give you too much information without you earning it, but at this point you have earned enough information. But Keebler says there's a way that you can find their name. It has to be ingrained in this new entity. There must be something that they do or say, or a secret thing that they might have that has the name written down, or
maybe on some sort of talisman or phylactery of some kind.
Maybe. You know what? That's a good question. If you'd like, you can put down this 100 gold, and I can tell you how you can find out the name.
Do it, Griffin.
Yeah.
But also, and this is the one that's very guys, and she takes a seat on the well. I'm very interested in your reactions to how you've managed to see Lady Lullaby, or see the children, or anything else that is not there, and it's quite interesting. But it's your choice. So, out of character, you guys choose between finding out how to find out her name, or how you guys can see them.
I mean, maybe if we find out how we can see her, we could find out.
I'm not saying this to, go either way.
Ultimately, how would that help us, really? Finding out why we can see her. What does that matter?
I want you guys to actually think about this logically. Like Bagyo says, you guys have no idea. The only reason I bring this up is because Keebler herself was very interested when you asked that
she's a curious
specific
person.
question.
Yeah, I know that.
Yes.
She's shady.
A little bit,
I don't
yeah.
like Keebler.
She helped you out a lot. Anyway.
Yeah, but she's freaky.
I think we'll just... How do we find her name?
Sigh, okay. Alright then, give me the gold. And she reaches her hand out. Flat.
Bagyo crosses his arms and says Griffin handles the finances.
She turns her hand to you, Griffin.
Griffin reaches for the gold, puts it on the ground, and kind of scoots it over with his talon feet.
She puts her hands on her hips and she says, I'm not going to attack you. I don't understand. Am I really that creepy? And she bats her eyes.
Yeah. Yeah, you are. You put out this creepy vibe. I'm sorry.
While you say that, she grabs the gold and she tosses it into the well. And she tosses it into the well, and then you see the well kind of bubble over a little bit. And then you hear from the well...
Bagyo glances over at a mop when it bubbles over. But then doesn't do anything. He just keeps watching.
And then you hear Lady Lullaby's song again. Like she's actually singing.
Bagyo grabs his stick and starts frantically looking in every direction.
She's not here. But if I'm looking, and if you look into the well, you can see it looks like a vision of Lady Lullaby as she's going through the town and hovering over it.
Bagyo scoots without taking either foot off the ground, kind of like shimmies over to the well with a very long, lean, peeks over into the well to look into it.
You see that. You see Lady Lullaby just in the well, and you can hear the song as it sings.
Is it affecting us at all? Do we have to roll a will save?
Oh, no. This isn't an effect, but you just hear her entire song play out, and every song... In fact, here, I wrote a lot of the music out for Lady Lullaby. My friend who's the singer has been sick, and I haven't been able to get it recorded, so I'm just gonna read aloud the lyrics of the songs that you have missed.
Okay.
So, the first song goes, Follow me, children, I'll sing you a tale. It's time to sleep before the clock's final bell. Sweet dreams are coming, I've brought them with me. You darling is here to set you all free. Follow me, children, I swear I don't bite. Fear not the dark, for I am your light. My pretty angels, I see your scarred wings. Allow me to heal you, I am your darling. Follow me, children, you don't have to lie. I've given you time to say your goodbye. Darling is here now, I'll whisk you away. And if you don't come, I'll be back each long day. And during the circus, when she showed up again, she said, Lost spirits of life, it is your time to go. Don't change the path we are forced to stroll. Come join the rest and fly with the crows, and get here quick before the clock's final toll. This one was right after the Babadook fight with the other large blue-tinted figures, like right after she showed up. She shows up right after you defeated the three, and she says, Leave me now, Sooners. This will be your last chance. I have seen who you are when you have been entranced. To the steady and slow, I have one thing to say. You are the lost, as well as the prey. Step aside or join. Doing different is a mistake. Leave or die, that is your choice to make. I can see them grow, your dark wings, but you are no match for your darling. And then taking Elijah, before his time, you have forced down my hand. He will learn soon, back in my darling's lost land. When no innocent can live, I will learn all his crimes. And to the turtle and bird, I will meet you next time.
Oh, shit.
And that was the last thing that happened. So the well boils over, and you hear all of
Could
Lady
you say the
Lullaby's...
turtle and bird part again?
Okay, it says...
Just that little excerpt.
And to the turtle and bird, I will meet you next time.
Bird.
Bagyo's eyes are super wide, and he goes, I'm a turtle.
No. And I'm the fucking bird.
But she...
That's racist.
The song plays, and Keebler sits down at the well and looks into it, and she says, it must have something to do with her siren's call. Very interesting indeed.
Her siren's call?
I'm not calling it... She's not a siren, it's just what sirens are called when they entrance people. That's what she does. In order to entice them.
Right.
In order to find her name, something must have to be a part of the song, or something with this.
It's part of the song?
It could be.
Can you put the lyrics in? Discord?
You want me to write all... Yeah, I'll throw into the Discord real quick. I'm just gonna have to
I think her name's part of the song, dude. I'm saying darling.
Out of character. Like, what if it's like the first letter of each line, and when you put it together... You should have done that.
It's John Cena.
It's John Cena. Dude, I'm calling it. I think it's Darling. Darling maybe is her first name or last name. Because that word has been in every song.
Are you saying that in character?
I mean, I can.
No. Let's just say that was you in character.
Okay. Yeah, dude. I think her name's Darling.
Perhaps.
I don't know if she's got... Does she... Out of character? Is it like a first and last name?
You don't know?
Does she have a surname?
You don't know?
What's her maiden name?
You don't know?
What's her mom's maiden name?
Linda.
Linda.
Whoa.
Listen, Linda.
How can we find this Linda?
Up your butt around the corner.
Dude, I'm telling you.
Starts reaching for his butt.
No, like out of character. I don't know if you wrote it up this way, but Darling, everywhere Darling is, you have to decapitalize like a name. Except one place. Never mind. Fuck.
It might just
be coincidence.
It might just be like autocorrect, but I'm not gonna take this away from you because I like
Darling
Griffin
capitalized.
Except the very first, your Darling.
I like Griffin going into this. I will say this: I don't want you to like not take this as an idea because, hey, I like the idea of you guys not knowing and trying it out in a fight. That'd be really cool.
Darling, my darling.
She's gonna think we're coming on to her.
Yeah, dude's catcalling me, dude.
Yeah, but when I did call my ex that a lot, so I would capitalize it. So don't at me. Don't. I'm a sad sap boy. Anyway, but these are the lyrics of what you have heard so far, and it plays along in Keebler's thing, and it bubbles over, and afterwards she says, "Well, that is interesting to you, Griffin. That could be it. And if it is it, you can thank me later."
Whoa, dude. Is she coming on to me?
When she says thank me later, she's like doing the gesture of like money, like this.
Oh, yeah. My bad. Yeah. Damn.
She sighs and she says, "It was quite a shame that you didn't ask why you were the only ones that could see them. I was
This is
very
Bagyo's
interested
face right now.
in the Discord. Let me describe it. Buzz Lightyear. To which part?
Just the whole situation of finding out her name. Bagyo's really confused.
I've noticed Bagyo has always done.
I'm telling you, it's gotta be Darling.
Bagyo's wise, but he's not very smart.
Right. But she sighed and she says, I was very interested in showing you, or telling you, I would love to see your reactions, but if that's not in the cards tonight...
I'm kind of interested, too.
Bagger says, what can we do other than 100 gold to get that question answered? Because you want it answered so badly, so maybe you'd give us a discount of some kind. Or an alternative payment method.
How about an IOU?
1 second.
You said the picture again. How about this?
I'm so scared to go and, like...
I don't want to owe her nothing.
I want something so bad from you guys. You guys are so interesting. I can see it all over your faces, all over your auras.
Bagyo gently is stuffing the Franklin puppet down into his back pocket more. And she's patting herself so much because she's desperately trying to find out something that she could get from you guys that is equally as interesting as what's going to happen right now. She says, this chick's losing it.
She says, I've already given you the prophecy line, but how about this? And this is what I'll do. I'm going to show up again one day, and I'm going to need you to do me a favor. I won't make you do anything outlandish like Bagyo, you kill anyone, and I won't make Griffin, I don't know, jump off a cliff, but he'd probably fly. A mission of some sort. You will be my A-team at some point.
For one thing, right?
For one thing, one mission, one adventure, and that...
Griffin
that
kind of does
lovely.
like his hands off to the side, looking at Bagyo looks at Griffin with his hands to the side, and he mouths but doesn't say one thing, like it's just one thing.
What do you want? You want me to jump in the well?
What do you want us to do?
I don't know yet. That's the beauty of it.
Us.
Yes.
All right, Bagyo.
Again with them. What do you say?
I won't do anything evil.
That's quite all right.
All right. I really want to know why we can see him or see Lady Lullaby.
All right.
So, what do you need from us in order for this?
So wait, are we agreeing with her?
Well, do you just need one person, or do you need both of us?
I'm gonna need both of you, honey.
Oh, fuck. I was gonna sacrifice myself.
Guess I'll die!
Do we do it? Do we do it, baby?
Fine.
She reaches out, she crosses both her hands to shake both of your hands.
She's doing that thing where she, like, her left hand is over her right hand, and she's shaking.
Yep.
Man, I knew this was crazy. Okay.
Okay, Griffin reaches out and shakes her hand.
What about you, Bagyo?
I'm not happy about it.
Bagyo is shaking her hand while she's doing that weird crossed arm thing, and this is my face while I shake her hand.
What's that question mark black guy meme?
That's what I typed in, question mark black guy. With a worried smile on my face.
When you guys shake your hands, like, you see this night sky aura emanate from your hand into Keebler's, and then Keebler's, you get this tie-dye blue color come from her hand into you, and same to you, Bagyo, with turquoise on tie-dye blue, and back and forth, and finally she lets go, and she walks backwards, smiling. If you guys look at your hands now, you have on the palm of it a cursive K in tie-dye blue.
For Keebler.
Yep.
Bagyo scratching it.
It's not gonna come off, honey.
It itches.
Well, it'll come off when I get my reward. I don't know what that's gonna be, but here, okay. This is, oh, boys, this is delicious. But can I add, what do you why do you think you can see the things that other people can't.
I don't know.
I smoked a weird tree earlier. I think... I don't know. This might sound...
Go ahead.
I don't know.
Okay, well, I'll save you for last because yours is really interesting. Bagyo!
Is it because we're on a... No, never mind.
No, tell me, darling.
Is it because we have vengeance in the heart? Am I doing this all for the wrong reason?
That's quite beautiful, Griffin. And what was your idea, Bagyo?
I wasn't even supposed to be here today.
She just beckons you forward, Bagyo. And she looks at you, Griffin, and she says, That's actually really beautiful, but no, alas, it's much more weirder than that. Griffin, you... Oh, stay put right there. And Bagyo, she drags you to the well.
Drags me?
You're not moving fast enough for her. And she tells
as fast as I go.
She tells you to look inside. Look in the water.
With my hands over my eyes and one of my fingers moved out of the way of my eye, I peek into the well.
And as you peek in there, the camera has an over-the-shoulder shot of you as you slowly put your head over the well to look inside, and the reflection forms. Mm-hmm. And you don't see Bagyo.
Who do I see?
Your reflection was there, and you see a blue-tinted weird figure with these weird spiked teeth that move all over the place, and this weird eye that looks swollen and almost covering the whole eye, like it's like a Popeye type thing, and it looks disgusting. What do you do?
This.
You just start sweating?
That's Bagyo looking down into the sea in this thing. Bagyo, not looking away from it, just says, "What does this mean?"
It's so good. You, Bagyo, and she puts her hand on your shoulder. You have been possessed. This is a spirit. You have been possessed. Quite recently. It looks like, and she's walking around the well, that it hasn't exactly hooked its fangs in quite yet. If it had, it would have been able to make you do so many things, so many different things.
Oh.
But it looks like it's just slowly trying to, hook its way into your soul. And BJ just posted in the Discord, says it was Shaun of the Dead, Nick Frost character saying, "I fucking knew it."
I had a feeling that I was possessed. I knew it.
And then the reflection in the well changes, and you see yourself, Bagyo, walking in towards Jacobi, and it was at night. The sun was setting, and you see yourself walking into Jacobi, and as you are walking over one of the bridges, something not necessarily attacks you, but it just slides out from the bridge and possesses you. And you sit there for a second shaking as your whole body goes rigid, and you see the blue-tinted figure fighting to get inside him, get inside you, and...
Bagyo drops to the floor. I'm rolling around on the ground, punching myself in the chest and everywhere like that, screaming, "Get out of me," and I'm rolling around doing that.
Keebler stops smiling for a second, and she says, "Honey, you can't, not that way, no, it's gotta be a different way. I can try to help you there, but..."
Griffin runs over and pins Bagyo down to keep him from hitting himself. Bagyo, you gotta quit, dude.
Griffin, it's in me. I feel like it's in me.
I know. I know, man.
I feel like it's on me.
No, that's me. No, just.
Keebler, can it hear me?
Yes.
Get out of me, foul beast!
Do you want to talk to
I
it?
swear I'm gonna go drink a whole gallon of holy water. I'll kill you.
Bagyo, make a will save. It's not even a will save. It's
18 plus.
It's not will. It's Constitution. No, wait, it's wisdom. Sorry, wisdom.
Yeah. So 20 total.
Holy shit.
Bagyo's really wise.
You You have the ability yourself to talk to this thing if you want now. You can now sense it in your body somewhere.
Can I talk to him telepathically or out loud?
Either way.
Okay, telepathically, I'm sending him this.
It's Snoop Dogg holding up a sign that says, "Bitch, what the fuck?"
But no. Okay, so no, out loud I go, "Get out of me, creature."
You hear, "Hey, buddy, what are you talking about?"
Oh my god!
I found this fair and square. Not all of us can get homes on our back like you.
That's me right now.
Just holding your head like, what?
Oh. Oh my god. He's not just a demon, he's a dick. God, quick, help me.
He manifests out of your mouth like this blue smoke coming out of it.
I
And
see. He's freaking Venom? Is this Venom right now? Like,
son of a bitch, god damn it. And he starts poking you in the nose and he says, "Listen, I'm here.
We can do whatever we want.
Now listen. Now listen here, okay? I'm staying here as long as I can and as long as I want." And he's poking you in the nose. And there's nothing you can do about it.
Even though he's just smoke, I'm like grabbing at him with my hands, even though I can't touch him.
He starts laughing. He's like, "Now here's the thing, Bagyo. Give it a couple of days, and I'm gonna be running the show." And as he says that, he's slowly shrinking back into your mouth.
Bagyo looks really... He looks like a mixture of pissed off, disgusted, and afraid.
At this point, Griffin is like getting real nervous about what he's gonna see.
Keebler slowly turns her head from Bagyo to you, Griffin, and her smile softens a little bit, and she looks at you with wide eyes.
Oh.
Bagyo is telepathically singing the songs of his people to the demon, just over and over.
I guess it's my turn.
Yes, it is. Now, I don't need you to look into the well right now, I should say.
David, did you leave out a cup of black coffee for me?
Leave, please. I'm in the middle of a recording.
In the future, leave out a black cup of coffee for me, but also in the past.
Who didn't flush the toilet? Disgusting!
This is such a sensitive scene, too.
You guys just ruined it.
Disgusting!
You ruined my immersion.
I'm locking my door. Locking my door. Alright.
Oh.
Fuck. So, Keebler pats the seat on the well next to her, and she looks at you, and she says, "Griffin, take a seat."
Griffin walks slowly, but then proceeds to sit down.
Do you ever think about what happened all those years ago with your parents?
Wow, bringing
Every
that
day.
up.
Yeah.
Every day.
What a dick.
Do you ever wonder why the buzzards were after you?
I guess I've never really thought about it. I thought it was just a typical robbing. Wrong place, wrong time.
Well, it's anything but. There was a reason they were after you. There was a big one. God, I wish you could see yourself. It's interesting, to say the least. But I will say, you have picked up a hitchhiker of some sort, but it hasn't been recent. It's been your whole life. You have... I wrote this down in my notes. Hold on a second. You have cancer. No.
Oh, no.
You have been not possessed, but...
Marked.
Not marked either. Here's how I'll spin it, and this is the closest reference I have. Do you understand how Lady Lullaby was the amalgamation of Bideneria and some other unidentified person?
Oh, yeah.
Now, it's kind of like that, but not, because you are Griffin, and there's no one created you, but you have a living spirit. A guardian, almost. And it wasn't
he gets a
imbued in
guardian?
you.
That's Bagyo. Then he goes, no, it's fine, continue.
They've always been there for you.
Son of a...
And it's that voice in the back of your head telling you that something's about to happen, or something has happened, or it's just there to protect you. And
should stay in the swamp.
It's
I think it's
I think it's time that you met them. Just call them out, Griffin.
God?
Hold on real quick. Alright, out of character. Whatever you're about to name this thing.
Oh, I get to name it?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
I have a name in parentheses of what I think, or I thought, or I think would be a cool name that I think you would have chosen for it. I'm not going to tell you what it is until after you name it, because I'm not going to have any influence on this. So picture it like, have you ever seen Pinocchio?
Yeah.
This is your Jiminy Cricket.
Oh my god.
And you pick the form
crickets.
it takes. You pick the form it
I
takes.
hate him!
Son of a bitch.
I'm a turtle.
Alright.
Oh my
You pick the form it takes, like whatever it looks like. You tell me
man,
exactly.
he gets customizable and I get freaking the devil. Okay, it's fine.
Describe what it looks like. Describe what it is, like what it looks like and what its name is.
I'm just gonna say it's because I'm a turtle, isn't it?
Keebler says, "This was the reason that the buzzards came after you. They were paid to come and steal you back."
And
Still
meanwhile,
me back.
all this wholesome stuff's happening, and I'm just having a seizure on the floor. Whatever.
What do you mean, steal me back?
Well, you were stolen by Leo and Eden.
Oh my god, your parents aren't your parents?
I'm not gonna say that, because they were wonderful to you, Griffin. They loved you with all their heart.
How did they get him?
I don't want to say, but I do. They were there. They lived with him. They were part of the... Maybe some other day, but for right now, I think you should talk to your spirit.
Can we wrap this up? I'm kind of dealing with the thing over here. Whatever.
Okay.
So tell me what it looks like, Griff.
I'm your
jeez.
sidekick.
I don't want to have any weigh in on this.
Okay.
If you ask, I will try, but whatever it looks like and the name of it, just whatever. And then I'll tell you what I thought you were going to pick the name for it.
I kind of want to name it Cena, but I don't.
Just Cena would be fine.
So it's like Fred's dad from the movie Fred?
I don't know.
You just make a Fred movie reference?
Anyway,
come
continue.
on, dude.
Dude, this is tough.
I know, man. These are the situations. It's whatever you want it to look like. No matter what, I won't. Unless it's a giant penis. No penis.
No penis.
No genitalia.
I didn't even get to design my demon, but whatever.
Bagyo, I haven't forgotten about you. It's you. This is crazy.
Big titties.
Dude, this is like Pimp My Spirit. I guess just like a purple figure.
Like night sky, or
Yeah,
just
like
purple?
a night sky. Maybe where I get my aura from.
Right?
Like a night sky. And
Is it an Aarakocra, or is it something entirely different?
Here, would it look like this, Wes?
yeah.
Okay. A male version of Singularity for Marvel.
Can you describe it where I don't have to copyright?
It's a featureless male figure whose skin is just, it looks like they're made out of space.
So it's like the literal night sky.
Mm-hmm.
Basically.
Nice. Okay. Is it a male figure of an Aarakocra, or is it just like a featureless?
Sure, yeah, of a Aarakocra. And the name?
Right?
Kanan.
Keenan?
Kanan.
All right.
Oh, can my demon's name be based on Kale somehow?
No,
Yeah.
that's not what I was going for.
I know, but it's what I'm going for. My demon's name's Kyle.
Kanan.
Mine's Kyle.
Kael.
Keenan and Kyle.
All right, cool. The one I thought you were gonna do was Phoenix.
No, I was thinking about that, but didn't we already do something with...
Yeah, you were like, this is my alias. I'm Phoenix. Whenever people ask you your name, you don't want to give it to them. Which is what you can do.
Ooh. Could I actually change the figure to look like a phoenix?
Oh, like the animal, not a humanoid?
Yeah, you
I
can.
like that.
Yeah.
So it's a phoenix made out of space.
Yeah.
His name's Kanan.
Canaan.
Ooh.
I like that.
This is how it looks then. Keebler says for you to call them out.
Canaan? Are you there?
When you say that, from your shadow, just raising out of your shadow, the figure emerges. And I have one question, which is a pretty big one.
Okay.
Can you only see them, or is this a manifestation that everyone around you can see?
No, but backwards. This is how Kanan appeared.
He just like peace, but backwards.
Yeah, instead of disappearing, he appears.
Yo, what up?
Okay, but Deej, you're gonna have to think of a cool voice for Kanan.
You're right. Give me a Weston. Tell me a voice, a character that I would know, and then I'll try to replicate it. Something. What does it sound like to you?
Ooh,
I would think it would be like echoey.
I'll do that in post.
probably like honestly, the first thing that comes to mind is like Captain America, just like a with
Just
like
like
a
an
this
authoritative
lead,
voice.
yeah, leadership, like real authoritative voice.
What's a good line that Chris Evans says in Captain America? Something like something that I use lines to replicate voices. So like, what's something that he
I'm
says?
gonna look up one right now.
Oh,
Language.
I don't like bullies. I don't want to kill anyone. I just don't like bullies.
Or the elevator one. Like, so does anybody want to get off?
Before we start,
Does anybody want to get out?
does anyone want to get off? I like that. Okay. Kenan appears from your shadow. And did you establish, can everyone see him, or can only you see
Okay,
him?
well, let's put it this way. Can I only see the demon?
That's a question up for you, too.
Yeah, just me. I think it'd be funnier
Okay.
if I'm having to explain it to people.
Yeah. My initial thing was only I could see it.
All right. Kenan appears, and he starts talking, and he says, "Hello, Griffin."
How have you been with me this whole time? And I have not known till now.
I guess I'm just that voice in your head whenever something bad might happen. Or do you remember when you couldn't sleep at night when you were a kid after your parents left?
Yeah.
Left, huh? Sorry, I guess I had to think about it that way too. I was the way that you got to sleep. I was the voice telling you it was going to be all right. I was born with you, or reborn, I should say.
Reborn.
I was a spirit before our paths were pushed together. I was pretty damn good. But I'm even better with you, Griffin.
Whoa. Wait, out of character? Is this like a freaking firestorm
Describe Firestorm.
off DC Beach? Do you know who I'm talking about?
Oh, yeah. Firestorm, Deej. It's the guy who's got the scientist in his head, and his head's on fire.
yeah.
And
Yeah. I'm going to try to wrap this scene up, but ask any questions you want to him.
So, why were they after me? The buzzards, do you know?
When we were put together, it was because of a group of cultists trying to create some type of god. They captured me in my homeland, and they put me into you, Griffin. And that's pretty weird to say, but that's the truth.
Why did Eden and Leo, why did they take me?
Because they loved you, Griff. They wanted you to be safe.
And then Griff's like, his heart's like starting to beat really fast. And he's starting like heavy breathing, reminiscing.
Hey, I'm not going anywhere. So, next time you need anything, I'll be here. And he slowly fades back into your shadow.
Slowly comes into me.
And he slowly fades back into your shadow.
Okay.
And I'm so sorry again, Bagyo. But like,
You
I've
got
had this.
fucked.
You're about to get even more. You need to write this down, Griffin. You have advantage on perception.
Oh, I get disadvantages. Woo!
You get advantage on perception.
I don't know what I did to you, but
And dexterity saving
That's
throws.
fine, I'll remember.
Who? I have advantage.
Oh, do you? Okay, buddy.
Was it perception?
Yeah?
Yep.
You got big advantages, don't you?
And dexterity
Little
saving
dirty
throws.
piece of... Yeah, no, it's...
Dexterity saving throw.
Got a saving throw for you right here.
Thanks. 2.
Bagyo, Keebler sees you like struggling with this with your arms crossed or something like that, and she walks over there and like she's like, if you want, I can give you something.
I believe I've received enough from you, Keebler.
She hands you a lollipop and walks away.
I take it. Instantly start eating it.
I'm gonna fast forward the time here. When you finally got to
No,
Keebler's,
what disadvantages do I get?
I didn't want to do this to you.
Do it. Listen, there's downsides to having demons in you, so I mean, go ahead. Do it. Do it, you coward.
All right. So let me just scroll down to what I had.
Go, dude. Here we freaking go.
You have disadvantage on Constitution rolls, and you have...
Let's write these down. Let's see.
Wait, what is Constitution
Under
rolls
my
do again?
bullcrap score. Okay.
Constitution saving throws.
Demon shit. Okay. Okay, wait. So disadvantage on Constitution rolls.
Constitution rolls and then strength saving throws.
Strength. Okay.
Wait, what's Constitution saving throws?
My life.
Oh, shit. That sucks.
It's only in game. I'm not gonna do it when you guys level up, but
What else?
you don't want.
Tell me
You-
everything.
You don't want to
Kill
know,
you, or I
Bagyo.
won't play.
You
tell
don't
me.
want to know.
You really had to do it to me, didn't you?
I want
to know what
I'm not
did
gonna.
Bagyo
No,
do
I'm
to
kidding.
exactly deserve this. I'm like,
I was too good, Wes. Only
No,
the good die young, Wes. Don't
you
ever forget that.
you hear a voice inside your head, Bagyo, and he says, "Listen, you're gonna learn to love me,
I
just
hate
like
you.
I learned to love Oh, you're gonna hate me. That's fine. I'm gonna hate you so good."
Ah! What else, dude?
And then
Tell
the
me everything you had written down for this.
I don't want
Tell
to, though.
If we can't play with integrity, we can't play. Now you tell me. What we're looking at here.
In a if you don't get rid of him, within
a reasonable
like
amount
a
of
certain
time.
amount of time,
Uh-huh.
you will just start going into fits of not rage, but fits where he's in control
Oh.
and will do things.
Oh, is that all?
Damn, dude.
And if you don't do it within another certain amount of time, he will be permanently fixed on you and will take control whenever he wants.
Oh, great.
Dude, we gotta get this shit out of you.
God.
Alright, Keebler, another question. How do we get this bitch out of here?
She smiles and she says, "Well, I think you're out of money for that one, and IOUs."
Oh, yeah, we are, ain't we? Keebler.
Hey, at least you know now, because if you didn't, haha.
True.
Yeah. Yeah. At least I know.
Okay, so you guys are Keebler's walking you guys out of her tent, and you see now the sun is coming up.
DJ, I hope it was worth it.
Listen, I was gonna take it easy on you, but then you're like, "No, I want it. Give it to me."
Man, that's almost like killing Dylan's dog, isn't it, bitch?
Almost, except kind of worse.
How is
No,
it
I'm
worse? So
I'll figure it out.
Keebler walks out of the tent with you, and she says, "So, I'll be seeing you guys around. I'm gonna pack up my tent.
You sure?
Yeah, I don't want to be here later today." And she closes the tent, and the tent disappears.
Oh,
Not gonna be
no.
here later today.
Oh.
Well, I don't want to be here at all. back. I'm just gonna start walking down the alley.
I just want this to be like a thing. You remember last time you got a note that the Genasi were told to evacuate by 6?
Yeah.
And she said that, and her tent disappeared. And as soon as the tent disappears, the camera is on the backs of you two, as somebody walks by you, behind you, and you feel something on the back of your shell get touched, Bagyo.
I jump and turn around instantly.
They're like 10 feet away now, like hurrying past, but you turn around and you see them look back at you for a second, and she points at you, Bagyo, and then turns back and starts heading off.
Bagyo's going to turn around, his back toward Griffin, and say, "Is there something on my back?"
There is something on his back, Griffin.
Okay, Griffin pulls... What does Griffin see?
Oh, it tickles.
It's a note. It says on it...
I hope she knew I had a friend with me, because if I didn't, I would have never gotten that. I can't reach back there.
It says, "Guys, a meeting at the top of the clock tower. We need you there. Information, you'll be fine. Signed, Isabella."
Do we recognize her at all?
It's
Yes,
Isabel.
that's the barkeep.
Oh, yeah, the bar lady. Oh,
The head of the Grapes of
we ain't
Wrath.
seen her in a while.
Yep, head of the Grapes of Wrath.
Okay. Well, Griffin, you want to go check this out?
What time is the
Bagyo's
meeting?
visibly kind of different now, just the way I talk.
Hey, it's gonna be alright, don't worry.
Shut up! And I smack the side of my head.
Oh, okay, god damn it.
So what time is this meeting?
It says ASAP.
Okay.
Let's go.
So Griffin picks up Bagyo by his shell and flies to the clock tower, top of the clock tower.
Yep.
Now, when we land,
You do that.
what are we looking at?
You fly over the festival as you see more and more people start like setting up again, because this is going to be the busiest day of the festival.
All right.
And you get onto the clock tower and you see...
Is this like the final day of the festival?
Technically tomorrow is the final day, but this is kind of like
It's kind of like court day, like
day.
Saturday, and then tomorrow is like Monday.
Okay.
But today is Saturday in game.
Yeah.
And then you land and you see a door on one of the walls on the top of the clock tower. You don't see anyone else, so you assume you can go to that door.
All right, so Griffin approaches the door and tries to open it.
And I'm following.
It opens and it leads down to a set of stairs, and you see a couple of security guards, security guard looking people, all dressed in weird clothing. One, it looks familiar, has a yellow vest. Another one is a female with purple grape earrings.
So it's the...
Is it the guy we knocked out before?
No, you don't recognize this one. It just looks like a security.
Is there another one that's
guard.
like green? Is it like the four? What do you call it?
You kind
Like
of.
the
There's
warehouse.
Are these all
There's
the
an-
leaders of the groups?
No, this isn't the leaders. These are just like you just see two of the. You see a Grape of Wrath, and then you also see a Lemonhead, and they're by the door. But then you see another familiar face, and he has to crouch like in order to sit down and like guard the door, and his head is still way above your guys, and it is the orc.
The
No.
puppeteer?
Yep.
Bagyo runs over to him. Hey, I thought you left.
Oh no, I actually got a new job.
Oh, good for you. Good for you.
Yeah, I have to pay the bills and everything.
Wait, are you a gangster?
I don't want to be.
He's a wannabe gangster.
Bagyo kind of gives him a knowing nod, pats him on the shoulder, walks back to Griffin.
I just want. Okay. And as you walk back to Griffin, you hear Lemonhead walk up to the orc and says, "Hey, listen, Big Jim, we gotta get going."
Big
okay?
Jim! Yes! Made the whole campaign, thank you.
He says, "You're gonna have to guard the door, okay?" And the orc's name, now Jim, Big Jim, says, "Okay, all right then." The Lemonhead and the Grapes of Wrath walk away, like holding hands almost, and they're running. The orc looks at you two, and he says, "My name's Jiminy." And he puts his hand in his face in his hand, and then he says, "Why are you here?"
We was given a note to meet here ASAP.
Can I see the note?
Yeah. Griffin hands him the note.
He looks it over, and then he looks at you two closely, going back and forth with his eyes, and he says, "Okay, be careful." And he opens the door, and inside the camera zooms in past you two, and inside you see a round table with 4 separate people around it. You see a wood elf in a yellow vest. You know him as Chad, with his sharp teeth. He's looking at you.
Chad.
And then you see Isabel right next to him on his right side. And then you see on his left side a weird androgynous-looking human. You can't tell.
How androgynous?
Like, you don't know.
Like freaking
Male or female, you don't know.
Oh, okay.
Like, their cheekbones are very, like,
I feel you.
gaunt and defined. Their lips are protruding. And they have this weird red ring on that looks like a toga. And then, finally, as you guys are walking in, you see who has their back to you is this weird shape, and it stands up and it turns to you, and its face, you can only see its eyes through this giant melon encompassing his head.
He's wearing a melon on his head.
And he's also wearing melons on his arms where his biceps are, and a huge melon on his torso, and a melon on his pelvis, and basically every part of his body that is covered by a melon.
That's gotta be sticky as hell, dude.
Whoa.
Sit down! We are here to start the meeting!
And then Griffin kind of nudges Bagyo in a gesture to, like, sit down.
Okay.
Yeah, do you guys take a seat?
Okay. Is it just... Does Griffin notice it's just them 4 in here?
It's just them 4. Where do you guys sit?
At the table? If there's extra chairs?
Yeah, but between who and who?
I'm sitting by Bagyo. Or by Griffin.
Are you
we'll sit next to Isabel, since I think that's the only person we know.
Okay. In between Isabel and Melon? Or
Isabel and Chad.
You sit down next to Chad, and he just has his arms crossed, and he's staring at you guys.
Hey, what's up, man?
Isabel starts, and she says, "Okay, I'm so glad you made it. They waited very long." "Yeah, okay, yeah, sure, whatever. Okay, here's the deal." "What do you mean, what's the deal? These guys came and they killed the Lemonhead. They killed our leader." "Well, okay, maybe not exactly. They told me something different."
"And what exactly was that? What did they say?"
And the toga-wearing person says that, and then Isabel says, "Well, you know what? You guys take it for me."
Us?
"Yeah, that's why I brought you here."
You go ahead, Griffin. I'm nudging him.
Well, what am I explaining exactly again, Deej?
Who killed the Lemonhead King, not president, and why you guys were there.
Okay.
Here, I'll just do this. Propeller spins. You have told them that it wasn't you guys, and that it was Elijah.
Okay.
Yeah, no, they know.
Okay.
They know that's your side of your story.
So as you can see, it wasn't us that killed him.
I mean, yeah, but you guys were there.
We were there on a different note. We didn't intend to hurt anybody. We went there to get information and trying to see what the deal was.
See, they're on the up and up, so that's why I brought them here. And the real reason I brought you guys here was to, one, explain to these guys, leader of the Melonhead, say hi. Hello!
He's my favorite. Hello!
And leader of the Red Delicious, hiya!
Oh gosh!
And Chad.
Chad, bro.
And he still has his arms crossed, and he's like, "Yeah, they know me. My name's Chad.
Name's Chad.
And I'm the new president. Thanks to you guys." And she says, "Now the reason I'm here right now is because the Genasi crashed my bar. They came in early, like what, 2 a.m.? Yeah, 2 a.m. They came in at 2 a.m.
Why does she have a list?
Did I have a list?
Kinda.
Fuck. They came in and crashed... Damn it. They came in and crashed my bar last night. Or this morning, or whatever you want to say. They came in at 2 a.m. demanding more powder. 2 of my girls were hospitalized because of the powder. They made us do it so quick that it was so toxic that they couldn't even handle it.
At a blank right now. There's so much stuff going on right now.
This is horrible.
Hey, yo, Bagyo, you listening?
Yes, I'm listening. Shut up.
I got voices in
Shut
my
up,
head.
and I start
It's so
punching my
hard.
head. I start punching my head. What do they do?
What the fuck?
Uh,
See, they're crazy, man. Look at them.
Griffin reaches Bagyo's hands and kind of pulls him to his side. So, why did you exactly bring us here then? Do you want help? Do you need help? Is that...
I want to know why they're after this powder. And, like, they were given the powder and they came back and got more. What happened?
Well...
Obviously, they're doing something big because they're telling everyone not to be here.
Apparently something's going down today. Later this evening.
Something's going down. What?
All I know is they've been telling people to not be here.
I went undercover and found some info that they are all leaving, or to be out of town by, I think it was 6, right?
This is good news!
Why is that?
With Genasi gone, we run city!
Who's this again?
Darling, we already run the city.
Oh my god.
If there's a city left to be ran,
They all stare at you.
I mean,
I feel like they're gonna destroy the city.
I don't know for a fact, but I just have...
With the powder?
I don't know. I don't even know what the powder does, unless I forgot.
That's the problem. I don't even know what the powder does, and they made me make it. The thing you have to understand is that the powder is all different. Blue is it's all emotional. Blue is just like a nice chilling out, a calming, red aggressive or seduction, and mixing all that emotion together like that can create some very hectic and chaotic. And I don't even.
So it's gonna drive everyone in town crazy, and it's gonna be some big mass freak out.
Maybe, or I don't know if that's what they're planning. Maybe alone one powder is not going to do much, but mix it all together and that can create actual magic, and that's not something I'm familiar with. And she puts her hands on her table and she says, "We need this Elijah character."
Well, that's a problem as of right now.
What, did you kill him too?
No. Have you guys heard of Lady Lullaby? Anybody?
Anybody, please.
I have heard this. My mother used to do this for me long ago.
He said Lady Lullaby, not a Ladyby.
Lullaby.
Let me do that again. Fuck. A Lullaby.
Well, so nobody knows. Is that what we're getting at?
Yeah, it's looking... Listen, man, we're just trying to do the things... ever since you guys got here, things have been off the wire.
Well, here's the thing. Lady Lullaby has captured our friend Elijah. So that's what we got going for us right now. Not to mention trying to figure out what we have to do and what's going down in this city later this evening. And oh wait! Not to mention, we still have a fucking show to do. So listen here, bud.
Yeah, Bagyo's got like the crazy eyes right now. Bagyo looks at him and he's looking at him like, yeah, we're a little bit on edge right now.
And this guy's got a fucking demon in him.
Bagyo points at himself.
The whole table, when you say that, you see the Red Delicious and the Melon Heads kind of scoot their chairs a little bit back away from Bagyo. And Isabel just nervously glances at him.
And when she looks at me, when she glances at me, I look at her, shaking my head, yes, up and down.
Well, it's always the quiet ones, I guess.
No,
and she...
this is recent.
Oh, so you lost the V card?
What do you mean?
The virginity?
What's that?
Bagyo has no cons.
What's that?
So you're saying that the Genasi are going to...
You're talking about sex! He blushes.
Yeah. Yes, he was. So, here's the plan. What is the plan?
Is this all somehow linked together? Do we know that?
Nope. You don't know this. You don't know anything.
I don't know anything! This is Bagyo having a crisis.
Well,
I'm gonna reach in and get my last little bag of grapes. I'm just eating them by the handful.
I think it has to start with getting Elijah back. I think that's our first. If we defeat Lady Lullaby and we get Elijah back, Elijah knows a lot more about what this powder can do.
Does anyone know a priest?
Chad glances at you, Bagyo, then turns back to Griffin and says,
Hey! I saw it!
You hear, bring any priests you want. They're not going to get a taste of this. Hey.
Oh, God. I didn't know if that was Chad or the demon talking.
Hey, they're never going to get a taste of this. And, like, when he says this, like, you see the smoke come out of your mouth like it's a tongue.
I go, suck the smoke back in.
But Chad continues, he's like, hey, so, what time is there a time they plan to do this?
Was it 6?
I think it's
Yes.
6.
It was. The note said 6 p.m. tonight.
6 p.m.
You're right.
Chad stands up and he says, I have to evacuate Lemon Town. We got to get everyone out.
Okay.
And Isabel goes, just Lemon Town?
How about somebody evacuate my body, please?
Honey, the bathroom's downstairs.
Yeah, just Lemon Town? You're not going to worry about the Apple Hub? What about even the Melon Plaza?
Yes, what about Melon Plaza?
You sound like freaking. What's his name off of Ed, and Eddie?
Ralph?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm going to lean into that.
What's the melon's name?
You don't know yet. You haven't asked.
Hey, you!
You with the melons.
Hey, you with the melons. What's your name?
Hello!
What's your name? Hello! I love it.
My name is Fleek!
Hopefully. I don't even know what to say.
Was that it? You asked his name and that was
Good
it?
to meet you,
I'm squeezing
Blake.
the bridge of my nose with my hand.
And
Yes,
you,
it is on Fleek!
and how what's your name? Red delicious looking.
A red delicious looking motherfucker.
You can call me Fuji.
Oh, come on, Fuji.
Okay, so we got Isabel.
The problem here,
and Fuji and Fleek.
Don't forget the grape chick.
we are in charge of all of Jacobi, basically. We're all here, and we can evacuate this town before anything happens.
Will you evacuate each of your towns, your respective places? And I guess we'll try to get Elijah back and defeat this Lady Lullaby that none of you have seemed to heard of.
When is Lady Lullaby coming then?
At night.
Night?
I get.
But they said
What
6.
time does it get dark around here?
I don't know. I don't 8.
Too late. It's too late.
Dang.
And then Isabel puts her hand on Chad's shoulder and she says, "Not today." As she says that, you guys see out the window the moon covering the sun.
Oh.
Is she doing this?
Is Isabel covering the sun with the moon?
Yeah.
Isabel is moving the moon in front of the sun?
Is she?
No!
No.
She's just that powerful. I have her running a gang in some city.
She's just,
Maybe
with
she's
all that
bored.
power, she's just a bartender.
Yeah. What if she got bored of being a god?
So it's
Why isn't this campaign about her?
No.
so
okay.
it's actually like it's actually becoming night, like right now.
It's an eclipse.
Yeah.
Yep. As that's happening, she says, "This is why it's the Festival of Spirits. Today is the day.
Of course it is.
Day of what?
The day of
Reckoning?
the darkness. It's the day of darkness."
I'm gonna say in my head to the demon, what do you know about this?
Wouldn't you like to know?
Yeah, I would! And I punch my head.
Ooh, you do that all you want, but it's gonna get crazy today.
My God.
I got you for 3 minutes. 3 minutes of playtime.
I hate you, Kyle.
Kyle's ready.
Hey, Keenan,
Yes?
what do you know about this day of the...
Well, from the spirit's perspective, this is when everything is the most magical. This is when the veil is the most thin.
And do you know anything about Lady Lullaby?
Sorry, pal, I would have helped you a long time ago if I did.
It's fine, buddy.
Well, man, you got a good relationship with your son.
Yeah, we're pretty tight now. We're on a first name basis. Okay. Well.
So she says, so it's settled then. We have to evacuate the city by 6.
Yeah. Let us worry about Lady Lullaby.
Okay then. If nothing happens, I guess we'll meet outside the city?
We'll meet you on the bridge coming out of Apple Hub.
Okay. What are you doing while we do this then?
I was trying to think of a cool line. Let me think. 1 second.
We're gonna go kick Lady Lullaby's ass and chew bubblegum. We're all out of bubblegum.
We're gonna suck dick for bus fare.
And then walk.
Then walk.
No, I had a line. 1 second. We're gonna go put Lady Lullaby to sleep.
Hey!
You were going that night?
I wanna end it on that, but I'm not going to. Both of you roll 2 dexterity saving throws.
Oh, God. Oh, wait,
No, like both of you, each of you roll a dexterity saving throw.
Okay. 20.
No, you have a 2.
What?
That's a 2. I'm looking at it.
No.
Yeah.
Oh, I was looking at my other 18. Never mind. So
Yeah.
4.
I have 19.
And you have an advantage
Yeah,
on dexterity
I can-
saving throws.
Okay, so 19 plus. My dexterity saving throw is plus 5.
Hey, Kyle, if you don't help me, it's both of our butts.
You don't hear anything because
Oh, fuck you, dude.
you guys hear outside of the door a fight a little bit, and you hear, what are you gentlemen here for? And then the door
Big Jim!
blasts.
I swear, if you kill Big Jim, Bagyo busts through the door. What do I see?
Oh, hold on. You roll a dexterity saving throw, and the door blasts open,
No!
and Big Jim comes flying and like hits the table, and he's in the center of it, and he just like unconscious.
Oh.
You see now a bunch of Genasi in front of you on the door, where the door was. A bunch of Genasi sitting there.
Bagyo cracks his neck and is like, I ain't got time for you boys. I'm gonna jump at him.
But wait, what was the dexterity saving throw for?
To see if you guys got hurt
Well, I mean, I didn't.
From-
So, like,
I should have.
from this.
oh, what's about to happen?
Oh, okay, you're still a cutscene.
From the other side of the wall,
Oh, boy.
another explosion happens of flames as they burst open. Picture a flame coming from the center of a paper outwards as they're...
Burning through the wall.
Yeah, as you see the face of Spruce.
Is he the big leader, tough guy?
The one that looks like...
Yeah, he's the one who I had to go try to convince. I went inside his office.
He looked like Bruce Campbell, right?
Yeah.
Right as that's happening, Isabel taps you on the shoulder, Griff, and tells you to get under the table. And you can get under the table in time before he sees you. Bagyo,
He's fucked.
not so much.
He's already fucked, dude.
I wouldn't have got under the table anyway.
Spruce walks in from, like, he was literally hovering off of the wall, and he walks in to where the gang activities were happening, and he sees the Red Delicious, and he sees the Melon Head. He looks at Chad, and then looks at you, Bagyo, and he says, fuck me, hold on.
I thought that was him.
He's like, wrong people. My bad,
Fuck me
fellas.
wrong.
This isn't the whorehouse.
He looks at all of you. The camera's like on him as he stares right through the camera, and he says, groovy. Then the camera cuts to the sky as the eclipse is slowly forming, with the sun and the moon barely touching, casting a giant shadow. And you guys don't hear this.
With Lady Lullaby singing.
Yes, as the camera like zooms in onto the eclipse, and it says,
It is darling.
And then
the
cuts.
freaking eclipse is giving her more time. Since there's an eclipse, it's dark longer, so she has more time to do stuff today.
Yeah.
Basically, she's going to be more powerful today than ever.
That's
Her
crazy.
name is Darling. I'm calling it. It's gotta be.
I hope you remember this next week. He's writing it down.
Dude.
I'm writing down that I am pissed. Having the demon inside of him has changed Bagyo a little.
I've noticed.
How so?
I ain't got time for this.
He's not acting the same. I'm playing him different.
I kind of noticed that part. I don't want you guys to think. Oh, like
I'm not turning evil. I'm just really
okay.
upset.